Guys, what is going on?
Yeah.
Welcome back. Another exciting episode. Sports at Night. Real fans, real talk. Doing something a little different this week, as you obviously have been able to see. Today, it's just Javon and me. So,
Oh, man.
yeah, Javon Superman Miller and myself.
Hey, before we get started, I just want to compliment Knight on his colors, man. That orange and blue look good on him, baby. Ah, you look good.
Even though this is a Detroit Tigers t-shirt, it does have the orange and the blue in it.
Yes, indeed, man. It looks you look great in it, man.
I definitely appreciate that.
Even though I know you prefer blue and silver, but I'm just saying.
Just saying. We're gonna be talking about some good things like we do every week. As per usual, we'll be going through our game balls, but we'll also be kind of analyzing a little bit more about who we think is going to get the number one overall pick. Is it the 49ers, Browns, somebody else?
Interesting.
Which rookie we feel like is having the biggest impact after the first 4 games of the season?
And there's some great rookies out there right now.
There really are.
Yeah.
There really are. It may not necessarily be as clear cut as what a lot of people are making it out to be. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, there are some interesting things that have gone on in the NBA that we'll be touching up on a little bit also.
They're getting a little wild, baby.
Yeah, it's not anything that's necessarily in regards to personnel, but then again, it kind of is.
Yeah, to a certain extent.
Yeah,
to a certain extent.
But let's go ahead and get our game balls ready. Javon, who gets your game ball for
goodness.
Week 4 in the NFL?
All right, man. Look, I want to just say right off the bat, this was hard for me, Knight.
Okay.
It was hard because there were so many great performances.
There really were.
I mean, okay, let's talk about Carolina pulling off that victory against the Patriots.
Truly.
Right. Let's talk about that blowout that the Texans did against Tennessee, a team that you had picked to be really good.
Thank you for rubbing that in my face.
57-40. A 50 burger. Oh, my goodness.
A franchise best for the Houston Texans also.
Right. And the Texans are being led by a
Deshaun Elementary, my dear Watson.
Oh, my goodness. This kid is turning out to be phenomenal.
Truly.
Oh, man. I mean, there's so many good things. Green Bay took care of Chicago, like we all kind of knew. There was just a lot of good games. Pittsburgh beat the Ravens. I mean, the Rams beating the Cowboys, bro. I know that hurts, but, man, wasn't that something? I didn't think the Rams could put together enough.
That was a true eye opener if there ever was one.
Yeah.
And I'm going to talk a little bit more about the Rams in just a little bit.
Okay, but I just thought about all the great things, all the great play. But I'm going with what I went with last week, 2 weeks in a row, and this time I'm doing the whole Saints team, man. I'm sorry, 2 weeks in a row, Saints, you have won me over. You're getting my game ball, man. Okay, first off, people say you suck as a road team. You can't be more on the road than to go all the way overseas, baby. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Not only did you go overseas, you put a goose egg on Adam Gase, Miami Dolphins, man. Let me tell you, Adam Gase is a damn good coach, man. He was a great offensive coordinator when he was with us. Matter of fact, he was our offensive coordinator when we won when we went to the Super Bowl in 2013. He's awesome. But I'm going to tell you right now, man, the Saints defense is stepping up, man. The defense is stepping up. The offense is they're still struggling a little bit, but 20 points was enough.
I cannot remember the last time I saw the Saints defense pitch a shutout.
A shutout, man. Granted, I told y'all that I thought Jay Cutler sucked, and I know
after 4 games, it really looks like he would have maybe been better off staying in retirement.
Yeah, I think so as well. I told you, I didn't think he was going to mesh well with Miami, man.
And you've already started busting my chops because I talked about the Tennessee Titans being the team, and then I even said who I thought the best free agent acquisition was. I said Jay Cutler.
Jay Cutler, yeah,
and he is.
I'm chewing you. I'm getting on your night. It's me and you today, baby. I could just get on you, man.
We're gonna have to cut this show a little short, I think.
Hey, man.
But no, I mean, right is right, wrong is wrong, and
Yeah.
thus far on those two especially, it looks like I may be a little off base.
No, but you know what though? Knight he legitimately gave us some real good reasons why he went with these teams. It's just right now I don't know what then happened to the Saints. That was a wake up call. I think that loss against New England woke them up. And I think now that they are awake, man, it's kind of like Sean Payton, like, wait a minute, man. They done gave me this contract. They expect us to win, man. I got to make sure my team win. I got the second greatest quarterback in the league on my team right now. We got to make things happen. We've done it before, and we can do it again. And now they're sitting at 2-2 in their division. They are sitting very comfortable. That's a good little spot, 2-2 in that division. Even though as hard as that division is, 2-2 is good. So game ball goes to you, New Orleans. Man, y'all keep up the good work, man. If you do it again, you might get me 3 weeks in a row. Jeez, I don't know what else to say, man. Good grief.
Who knows?
Who knows, huh?
I mean, it's this. I know that fans especially say this because I've been saying it for years. My dad's been saying it for years. This is a weird year.
It's a very weird year, man.
And again, I mean, just like clockwork, just as regular as the sun rising in the east and setting in the west. Mm-hmm. It is a very weird year.
Very weird.
And
yeah.
It seems like it gets progressively weirder as the seasons march forward.
Yeah. And I think what's happening, what we're seeing now, Mr. Knight, is we're seeing the evening of the playing field. Everything is starting to even out a little bit. You know what I mean?
Parity.
Teams are drafting better. Teams are getting better players, and now we're getting more competitive. This is what we wanted the NFL to be, right? We wanted it to be more competitive, and it's getting there, man. I love that, man. Let's keep the competition going, man. Let's keep the teams getting better and better. What about you, Knight, man? Who your game ball going to, sir?
I'm gonna just say this: regardless of what happens with the Saints this week, they ain't winning next week because they playing the Lions.
Oh,
and we go into that game. My wife and I are. So y'all can be sure to look for us in the crowd. We're gonna keep the game balls rolling here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna make just a real quick shout out before I do throw my game ball. Okay. I might actually need two while I'm thinking about it.
Whoa, you can have mine.
That works. I'll roll with that. Last week I got on Cam Newton's ass.
Yes, you did.
And I'm just saying, he completely turned things around last week whenever they upset the Patriots in Foxborough. No less.
Hardest place in the world to win.
Right. Now, granted, the New England Patriots have, by all intents and purposes, the worst defense that they have ever had in the Belichick era.
It's pretty bad.
Is that Cam Newton's fault?
No,
it's
not.
It is his job to dominate whatever is in front of him,
and make
whether
sure
it be
his
the
team
first-ranked
win.
defense or the 32nd ranked defense. Mm-hmm. So again, shout out to Cam Newton. Way to get off your ass and make something happen.
Good, big Cam. Shout out to you, man.
Game ball for you, Mr. Cam Newton.
And I ain't even mad at you what you said to the reporter. That was a good apology, sir.
Now, for my game ball for the real one that I wanted to give out here. Mm-hmm. We have never talked about the New York Jets in a positive light.
Not at all.
Never. But I am this week.
Okay.
I'm going to give my game ball to New York Jets running back Bilal Powell.
Whoa!
How about that, right?
What?
Come on. He ran roughshod on the Jaguars. A career high, 163 yards.
And that's hard to do.
A touchdown.
Yeah.
He averaged 7.8 yards a carry.
On that Jaguars defense.
I know.
Whoo.
Guy
Good grief, man.
They even had one run where you recall he tripped, he slid for like 5 yards. Nobody on Jackson, they didn't even touch, they didn't even tackle his shadow. Nothing was touched.
How weird is that, though, man?
Got up and scored. He got up and scored. I mean, and it wasn't like he got up at like the 5-yard line and scored. I mean, he was in their own territory. He was in New York Jets territory whenever he got up and started hauling ass.
That's fantastic, man.
to make that play.
Against that defense, that's great, man.
And furthermore, the Jets are on the road this week in Cleveland, a very winnable game.
Very winnable.
The New York Jets, the Jets, Jets have an opportunity, realistically, to be 3-2
What?
after 5 weeks. Who in their right mind saw that coming?
The world's coming to an end, baby. That's the only way I can account for it.
That feels borderline apocalyptic. Yes. I do agree with that.
Jets,
It's
talk to your sister team, the Giants, and get them on board too, man.
If you would have said who is going to be winless after 4 games, the Jets or the Giants,
I'm going with the
trust
Jets.
me, everybody would have said the Jets.
Yeah.
Nobody would have said the New York Giants. I'm sorry, Will. I really, really am. Will Trahan, I'm sorry, buddy. But
real talk, man.
Yeah.
Trahan.
Real fans, real talk.
Real Trahan, I hate to get under your skin, but then I love getting under your skin at the same time, man. But
I'm sure he's going to buzz both of us up a little bit whenever he sees us
and that's
whenever
a very
he's
smart dude.
on the next show.
He gonna rip me a new one.
It's coming. It's something for us to look forward to. But that New York Jets team, though, they could have seriously challenged the 2008 Detroit Lions for Owens to be the other 0-16 team. You know, that record of perfect futility, if you will.
Yeah.
But
it's harder to do than you think because teams have pride, so they want to win.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's not that they don't want to win, but when you suck, you suck.
Well, one thing I will say about that Detroit Lion team from 2008, even though they finished winless, they were competitive in every game.
Oh, and they were on the cuff of winning every game.
Exactly. So it's not. I mean, you look at the record and you'd say, that looks terrible. Yes, in the standings it does. But if anybody ever goes back and looks at those games, which I'm sure most people won't, but that's neither here nor there. Those games were actually very competitive. The Lions played hard.
You know who
just
they
like they're doing this year.
You know who they remind me of? They remind me of the Chargers of this year. The Chargers,
very good point.
They might be what 0-4 right now.
They are 0-4,
but they're
the best 0-4 team in the league.
Yes, they are. They have been in every single game that they have lost. Man,
they've been. I mean, they at worst. Well, I say at worst. It doesn't get much worse when 0-4.
You're right.
But if things are a little bit different.
Hey,
they're just as easily 4-0.
Straight up, if the ball just swing one way or the other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean.
We have your Broncos to thank for that one. first game of the season.
We ruin everybody, don't we? Shout out to Cam Newton.
You're an ass.
I am.
Just saying.
Only in front of the camera, though, man. Only in front of the camera.
I don't know about all that, but we were talking about the futility. Those Jets and everything being 3-2, that's or potentially 3-2. There's some teams right now that are winning. There's a lot of really rough matchups that are taking place this week.
Good grief,
San Francisco and the Colts comes to mind.
Yeah.
The two winless teams sitting there duking it out right now, or tomorrow. The Los Angeles Chargers and the New York Giants. I mean, this is a strange week as far as some of these matchups are concerned, where the landscape of the 2018 draft is about to start to get shaped a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
So with that being said, what team is most likely to get the number 1 pick? Is it the 49ers? Is it the Browns, both of which are still to this point winless?
Right.
Is it somebody else? I love rebelling it out. I'm going with somebody else. A team that has already actually won.
What?
Seriously. Hear me out.
Okay, come with me.
The Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going with the Bungles.
Oh, you gonna put the Bengals that?
I am.
Oh God.
I am. The Bengals will finish 3-13. I predict this. They will split their games with the Cleveland Browns, who they beat last week.
Okay.
Cleveland will win the rematch.
Okay.
I think they can beat the Colts. That's certainly a very winnable game.
It's a winnable game, but the Colts have showed heart at times.
Right. And then maybe the Chicago Bears, who I actually thought about going with for this segment.
Yeah. The Bears, they got a good coaching staff over there, so they always have a chance of winning, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now the Mitchell Trubisky era has begun in Chicago as well.
Right, exactly.
And after those first 4 games, I think it's long overdue.
Mm-hmm.
But then, Cincinnati's sitting at 1-3 right now. And
they always. How
It's
haven't
bad,
the coach
man. It is
gotten
bad.
fired yet? Why haven't he been fired yet? How has he been hanging around this long?
he has good seasons. Marvin Lewis does.
Yeah, he does, but
he's never won a playoff.
never
game.
won a playoff
Never.
game. And then
Doesn't matter
now,
if Carson Palmer's this quarterback or Andy Dalton. It makes no difference.
It makes no difference.
And speaking of Andy Dalton, with the exception of last week against the Cleveland Browns, he just hadn't looked right.
No, he has
Not once this year.
I think the criticism getting to him.
Something's not right.
I think it's criticism getting to him, bro.
When you look at the rest of the Cincinnati Bengals schedule, they have the Bills that they play tomorrow.
Okay.
Bills, that's a loss.
Yeah, that's
The
good.
the Bills could be
vicious.
4-1.
Yeah, the Bills are vicious, man. Yeah, they beat us. They're a dangerous team.
They're not a team to be taken lightly. Circling the wagons. Shout out to you, Chris Boomer Berman. Steelers, they still have to play them twice. There's 2 losses, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're gonna catch
They got to
ass
play the
whooping.
Jags. Jags aren't nothing to sneeze at.
They are not, and they're gonna be on a warpath
Right.
now.
Yeah. Titans, they just got bushwhacked by the Houston Texans.
And you got to take your frustration out on someone.
Indeed, you do. They play your Denver Broncos still. They play the Minnesota Vikings, who quietly has one of the better defenses in the league.
Wow.
They play the Detroit Lions,
Oh, man.
who to this point has caused 11 turnovers. That's tied for most in the league.
And should
to
be
this point.
undefeated right now, by
Most
the way.
definitely. But
should
that
be undefeated. Yeah.
We've touched on that enough.
Yeah.
But everybody knows how we feel on that. And then they play the Ravens.
Oh, man. Come on, dude.
Hence the reason why I'm saying 3-13 is very realistic for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Cincinnati, you're in trouble, bro.
They do not have a clear identity. The Cincinnati Bengals do not. They have injuries right now to Tyler Eifert, their tight end.
Yeah.
2 of their starting 3 cornerbacks are hurt too, in Adam Pac-Man Jones and Drake Kirkpatrick.
Oh,
Cincinnati Bengals, y'all in trouble, son.
you're in a lot of trouble, baby.
Javon, who you thinking? Who do you feel like gets the number 1 pick
I'm not
to
gonna,
this point?
Yeah, I'm not gonna go so much with numbers. I'm gonna go with logic, right? If it was me, and if I was a GM, or I was the owner of a team, I would be thinking like, okay, could my team get better if we go ahead and get into the draft, get a number 1 pick, and make things happen, right? That makes sense for the Cleveland Browns to go ahead and just go ahead and ride it on out, man, and build around that young, fantastic quarterback you got. Get him some weapons. Build a team around him. Go see what you can get out the draft, man.
Deshaun Ryer, the Kaiser, right now leads the league in interceptions thrown. But
so did Peyton Manning.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now, we're not saying that Kaiser's going to be the next Peyton.
I'm not saying that.
Let's
but
get
we
that.
I'm
Let's
not
get
saying
that right.
But I'm saying that Peyton led the league in throwing picks his first year as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you're trying to win against when you're on a terrible team, which Peyton was on, which Kaiser is on right now, you are trying to make things happen that may not even be there. You're throwing the ball into coverage. You're throwing the ball into triple coverage, and you're knowing what you're doing. You're throwing interceptions, just trying to get something. You're trying to make a play for your team, and that's all this kid is doing. Go into the draft and get him some help. Go get this kid some help. Get him some receivers, build him a defense, do whatever you can. But I think that kid needs help. I think he's going to be just fine. Let him throw picks. Let him try to be a hero, because that's all he's trying to do, man. There's nothing wrong with him at all.
The biggest thing that whenever you're going through something like that, he cannot let that have a negative impact on his confidence.
No
because
way.
He doesn't have, like you said. I mean, there's really nothing, not very much to work with.
Not much to work
offensively
with.
speaking.
And I had a lot of hope in Cleveland this year, man. I really wanted them to win. I remember when we had Will Trahan on here, and Will Trahan really got my fist pumping for the Browns, man. He gave us some great stats. He brought
really
up some
did.
really good players, and I was like, "Go Cleveland, go, man!" And it's just not going the way that we all wanted it to, man. So I just want you to go in the draft and get this kid some help. Get him some help so you guys can do something.
And they got the cap space as well.
Oh, come on, man. Go, man. Get some veterans over there, man. Get some veterans to get some mentorship going on. Get some young players. Get some veterans over there. Let's go ahead and turn that franchise around, Cleveland.
Something definitely has got to be done, and we're talking a lot about Deshaun Kaiser.
Yeah.
And, he's a rookie.
Yes, he
obviously.
is. Yes, he is.
Making your typical rookie mistakes.
Yeah.
But there's some rookies that are really having a huge impact on their team.
Yes, they are.
And I just want to ask you a little bit about that, man. Who do you feel like, which rookie is having the biggest impact on their team right now, going 4 games into the season? Is it Kareem Hunt? Is it Deshaun Watson? Is it somebody else? Mm-hmm. I mean, who do you feel like it is?
You know how you like to be the rebel? Well, I'm gonna be a rebel right now.
Okay.
Can I be a rebel?
Change of pace.
I'm gonna
I better not take a drink. I need to hear this first.
I'm gonna go with Delvin Cook, even though he's hurt and out for the season.
Oh man!
You want me to tell you why I'm going with him? Because his injury is probably gonna be the most significant hurt to his team.
That is a different way to look at it, and that's a good way to look at it because.
That's going to hurt Minnesota big time, man.
He was a legitimate replacement.
Oh, yeah.
For Adrian Peterson.
Yes.
And you knew him coming out of Florida State, the different things that he was able to do.
Uh-huh.
It was like, this guy's going to be a fine player in the NFL. And his first 4 games, he was.
Yeah, I mean, look at the stats. First game, touchdown.
Oh, Detroit.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Y'all and running backs, man. With the exception of my wife, I'm about as big a Detroit Lions fan as it gets.
Right.
But they have totally altered 2 teams on the running back front this season.
Yeah.
In the opener against David Johnson with the Cardinals. Yeah. And now with Dalvin Cook and the Vikings.
Oh man, it's heartbreaking.
And one of them was against Cook last week. It was a non-contact injury.
Non-contact injury.
Obviously, nothing dirty about that.
Not at all.
Let's get that right.
No.
And the hit that took place against David Johnson, that was as clean.
That was a clean hit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was squeaky clean. I mean, there's been nothing wrong with that. It's just been one of those things where you're involved in a couple of things that just sort of just like, wow, our running back's going to be intimidated by this now. You know what I mean? Because 50% of their games that they've played in, they've taken out a grade A or potentially grade A running back.
Hey, he ran for 66 yards on Detroit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty impressive. I mean, he ran for 97 on Tampa Bay with that defense that they have over there. Yeah. I mean, the kid ran for 64 on Pittsburgh. I mean, that is a running. That's a game changer. That's a change of pace running back.
It's something that keeps a defense honest.
Yeah, it does.
And that's so much of what the running game is based upon. You've got to be able to keep, because if the defense knows that you're passing every damn down, those pass rushers, they're going to pin their ears back and they're going to fly at the quarterback.
Yeah,
that's what happens.
Yeah,
but if you have some kind of a running game, it doesn't have to be overly dynamic.
Right.
It doesn't have to be where you're breaking off big runs or anything like that.
It don't have to be
It just
pretty.
has to keep the defense off balance.
That's why I love C.J. Anderson so much. He's not the prettiest running back, but he keeps defenses honest because he's a power back. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just to go back to Delvin Cook, man, I think that he is probably the most valuable running back rookie there is right now. And I feel like his injury is going to hurt. And you're going to see it. You're going to see it in Minnesota play. I mean, the Vikings going to hurt behind this, man. And I'm sorry. We just got the Minnesota fans back, and now I'm just getting rid of them again, man. I'm sorry, guys. It sucks. When your cash cow go down, it sucks, man.
That said, Xavier Rhodes, y'all's cornerback for the Minnesota Vikings, one of, if not the best corner in the league.
You best to
there.
believe
I just got some fans back.
There you go. I wish you was with the no-fly zone, man. We could use another great corner. Yeah, man, that would be awesome. Who you got?
You know what? I'm going to go with Kansas City Chiefs running back Kareem the Dream Hunt.
No one will disagree with you.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Shout out to Stacey Dales of NFL Network coming up with that nickname for him. Absolutely love it. Second most yardage ever through the first 4 games as a rookie with 659.
Wow.
That is behind only Detroit Lions running back Billy Sims, the OG 2-0.
OG?
You know what I'm saying? The original number 20. Everybody always thinks about Barry Sanders when they think about a Lions running back wearing number 20.
Oh, you better
Billy
believe
Sims was the man. We're talking about 1980. He had 740 yards in his first 4 games.
Detroit, y'all know how to get running backs, don't you? Good
Evidently.
grief.
Evidently. His through the first 3 games, his 6 touchdowns matched that with Sims, and this really took some digging up.
Come on, talk to me.
Dutch Sterneman of the 1920 Decatur Staleys, excuse me.
Who named these players Dutch? Where do these players get their names?
It doesn't get much more 1920s than that. On the real. But Dream's play has been absolutely instrumental in Alex Smith having arguably his best season ever.
Right. But I saw vulnerability, though. I saw some vulnerability. I saw it.
It is not out of the question for Mr. Hunt to eclipse the 2,000-yard mark at the current pace that he's going at, though.
Yeah. But he got some real tough defenses coming soon.
Gee, I wonder who you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Oh, not even just us. But I'm going to hold that back because it'll be coming around here in a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought you were talking about like the brownies or something.
Not the brownies, baby.
Not quite?
No, not quite. Not quite.
It was worth a shot.
Yeah, Hunt is a dangerous running back. He's a dangerous back, and it doesn't matter who you play. And in actuality, I think he's the reason why. He's one of the main reasons why Alex Smith is having such a stellar season.
Yeah,
he takes a lot of pressure off Alex Smith.
And I definitely want to throw some love because it was it was a tough decision for me on this particular topic because when you look at the impact that Deshaun Watson has had for the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes,
it doesn't get much more impactful than, and especially in today's NFL, than when you start talking about the way a quarterback is performing.
Yeah.
And if you go back, because you were busting the hell out of me earlier in the show, but I do want people to go back because I did say that Deshaun Watson was going to have a Dak-like impact.
Uh-huh.
And just saying, to this point, he certainly has.
He has. Hey, Mr. Knight, you get props and daps on that one, my brother. Yeah.
Bite that one off and chew it.
Hey, don't leave me hanging, baby.
Boom.
Yeah, I
Sorry about that.
I got to give you love, man.
I appreciate that. We talked about a lot of interesting games that took place last week.
Okay.
Clearly, there's some games that are eye-opening that are going to be happening this week as well. So, which of the games that are happening are really catches your eye?
Okay. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna go with what I have the most stake in, because there's a game that's happening this coming week that I got some stake in, right? Because first off, if anybody knows me, I'm a Bronco fan. Hello.
We have not noticed.
You haven't noticed? I mean, we're 7 shows in, man. No one noticed anything yet?
Oh, I'm oblivious. Just saying.
Well, if they don't know that I'm a Broncos fan, now I'm letting everybody know I am. So therefore, there's a game dealing with a team that's in my division, that's undefeated, that daggum Deshaun Watson, I'm sorry, that Hunt plays for, excuse me. But we were talking about Watson. Watson is in the team that he's going to be playing against coming up soon. I'm talking about the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Houston Texans. That should be a heck of a game, bro.
I agree. And it's as good a game as that is.
That's going to be
that's a very, very overlooked game.
It is, and it's going to be.
Nobody's really talking about that matchup.
And I can't believe that, because here we are. We got a team that's undefeated, and then we got a team right now that are blowing other teams out.
No doubt.
That has found their stride.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we got 2 of the hottest rookies in the league that plays for both teams. I mean, that plays one, two. I mean, it's a match made in heaven.
May the best man win.
No, may the Texans win. Yeah. Let's clear that up.
Okay, there.
I need that O on Kansas City to turn into a 1. That gotta go. That O gotta go. I don't like it. Let's put them back on playing on field, because I believe. All right, I believe that we're gonna. Well, this is our bye week, right? I need Kansas City to lose on our bye week. Because that'll be good. Give them a 1.
It would be very beneficial for you guys to gain some ground without ever actually playing.
Without actually having to play them.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that if any team can put that 1 on their record, it's going to be Houston at the way they're playing right now, man.
Okay.
They're outstanding, man. And so Watson, dear Watson, be my Watson, baby. Come on. This is Sherlock Holmes talking to you. Be my Watson. Take him down.
I like that. I like that.
Come on, man. Take him down for me. Please, pretty please. With a cherry on top.
There's, the personal impact that you were talking about with that game right there for you.
Right.
Kansas City, Houston, makes perfect sense. Because there's 2 games that are going on right now that have a very personal impact on me.
Okay.
As well.
All right.
Obviously, the Cowboys playing the Packers.
Oh,
it's the rematch from the playoffs.
Yeah, right. In which they put you guys out of the playoffs with a play that was just crazy.
Yeah, to say the least.
Yes.
That's going to open some wounds right
I know,
there.
sir.
Just,
I'm sorry.
Omit the salt if you
I'm
if you
sorry,
would,
man.
please.
Hey, man, when y'all bring up 2013, I bleed.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Okay. And the other game that's really, really interesting, you got 2 3-1 teams going against each other. The Panthers and the Lions as well. So that has another big impact. Mm-hmm. But the game that I'm going with right now,
who you feeling?
I want the Seahawks.
Ooh.
The 2-2 Seattle Seahawks and the 3-1 Los Angeles Rams. Ooh. I told you I was going to bring the Rams back up.
Oh, that's going to be a head banger right now.
It is a matchup that is absolutely monumental to this point for the NFC West.
Someone will bleed.
The Rams, over the last several... The Rams, excuse me, over the last several years have actually played Seattle very, very tough.
And they're playing very tough team, period.
Yeah. Todd Gurley is back.
Yes.
Better than ever.
Who is he?
Jared Goff is now playing like, dare I say it, a franchise quarterback. It's amazing what a difference a year can make.
And how did he beat your boys? You guys were I don't understand how the
Dallas completely got away from the run in
Yeah.
the second half, which is beyond perplexing.
Why?
But it is what it is. It is a done deal now.
Okay.
I'm choosing not to revisit that.
Okay. He's past it.
Yeah.
Okay. He's over it.
I sulked a little bit. I'll say that. But one of the biggest matchups with this is something that's very, very, very cool. You have Pete Carroll against Sean McVay, one of the oldest coaches versus the absolute youngest coach. And
I love Sean McVay.
Sean McVay, it's amazing the job that he has done.
He doesn't even pay attention. He doesn't pay attention. He's sitting on the sideline coming up with his next play while the team is still out there playing. Who does that? He's such an unconventional coach, and that's what I love about him so much.
It's like he's playing Madden.
It is
almost, but I mean, and I'm not saying that to
he's a fun
disrespect or anything, because that's not the intent whatsoever. But
he's a fun coach to watch.
Yeah,
he is.
Yeah, he really, really is.
Yeah.
It's nice to see, because my dad talks about this an awful lot. There's a lot of coaches that kind of get recycled.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of the same over and over and over. Always talks about, why don't you give someone else a chance? Give some new blood an opportunity to show what they're made of. It doesn't get much more new blood than Sean McVay right now.
Not at all. And we are loving.
He's younger than either of us.
Exactly, and we love watching him as well. As a matter of fact,
yeah.
He's almost as interesting as watching the game. You know what I mean? Like, you'll be watching the game, you're like, oh man, that's such a great game. But then they'll cut to him, and he's like over there writing down what his plan is. And I love that, man. He's a detail freak. Good dude, man.
Yeah.
I like him. Good coach.
Now this is the best defense that Jared has faced.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seattle is always going to be top tier defense.
For sure.
Always.
As long as they have that core group of guys.
Yeah.
The Wagners, the Chancellors, the Shermans, the Bennetts,
and
Earl Thomas.
And believe
company.
this, they're going to have to win that game.
Yeah.
Because that O-line is not going to protect. That O-line is not going to protect Wilson very long with that defense of the Rams.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so they're going to have to – the Seattle defense is going to have to win that game.
I agree. I agree. But I do feel like the Rams are up to the challenge.
Okay.
The Rams are going to win tomorrow's game 34-27.
I agree. I agree.
With everything, including the score.
Mm-hmm. I agree with the score and everything, because it's going to be a tight score.
Because
it is. We know Russell Wilson, even at his worst, even with the line breaking down, even when everything go wrong,
he'll
somehow
still keep the team in the game.
Throws this weird, unbelievably accurate pass down the field and get touchdowns. How do he do it? I don't know how he does it. He's a marvel.
He lives a very, very, very charmed life. Seriously.
He lives a very grueling life, man.
Yeah, he does.
Because defenses wear this kid out, and he just keeps coming. He just keeps. I've watched him. These 4 games, I've watched this boy get beaten because his O-line can't protect him. And that's in every game, even in their wins. I'm watching him getting beat up. Even when they win, he's still getting hit. He's having to run for his life. He's having to find a way to scramble. It's rough on him.
I'm surprised that he has not gotten injured.
I think he must have, like me and you always talk about, he must have a very good off-field regimen. You know what I mean? When the season isn't going, when no football is going, he has to take care of his body, eat well, exercise well, keep a good workout regimen. I think that he does that. I mean, look, if you look at the physical of him, he looks like a very in shape, very good physical quarterback. And he has a powerful arm, and you don't get an arm like that just waking up in the morning. He works out, man.
Russell Wilson is short, but he's not little.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying?
A tank.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I agree.
We're talking. This is like the opposite of little.
Yeah.
We're going to the NBA, where everybody you can think of is
giants,
6 foot plus. Russell Wilson, 5'11".
Let's just say Wilson could not be a professional basketball player.
Oh, well, the shortest player in NBA history, 5'3", Muggsy Bogues for the Charlotte Hornets. He played 14 years and was very successful.
But Bogues was, man.
Yeah.
Well, what about Spud Webb, man? What's hot?
5'7".
5'7".
Beat Dominique Wilkins in the. in the slam dunk contest.
Okay, now I'm giving away my age, you guys. I remember watching that slam dunk contest, man.
Live.
I was.
Man.
I was like, who is this midget? And he looked like a midget just because of all, and that's not, you know what, that's not correct. Excuse me, short. Vertically challenged. You know what I mean? I watched this vertically challenged dude.
We don't have to go all PC on this show, man. What you doing?
I was just, look, for my little people.
By comparison, yes, he was smaller in stature,
yes.
but
I want to use right terminology for my little people out there, man. I got some little friends, man. That even sound bad. Look, I got friends that are.
So, Javon, how's that foot tasting?
It's all in the mouth. Anyway, I remember watching this little bitty guy. I was like, man, how is he getting so high, man? I could not believe when he did the spin.
It's got to be the shoes.
It had to be the shoes, man. They put like some kind of space something underneath his shoe because he was like doing like tomahawks and he was like doing spin dunks. And
I know.
was like, oh my god. That won him the slam dunk contest within itself.
You know what? I'm just going to say this.
Yeah.
I don't think that Nike designed a shoe or Reebok or any of that stuff. I think NASA designed a shoe.
NASA designed because he was going to the space, baby. I was like, wow. Do you remember this classic look of Michael Jordan when he did? I think it was when he did he jumped up and he did like the spin around dunk. Even Jordan was like
blown away. Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like he blew Jordan away, and that's hard to do. You talking about one of the greatest slam dunkers of all time, baby.
You know what? I try to come up with really, really good segues from one topic to the next, and I'm going to throw you some love.
Okay.
You bringing up the slam dunk contest actually was a better way of segueing into this next topic than what I had.
Okay.
So I'm giving you some credit on that one, man.
Thank you so much, sir.
The NBA has absolutely shifted the dynamic of their All-Star format.
I have been crescent by night.
Savor the flavor.
Yeah.
Way that it's working now, because the NBA All-Star Weekend has, by all intents and purposes, become irrelevant.
Okay. Wow.
It really has.
Yeah.
3-point shootout, joke.
Yeah.
Slam dunk contest a couple years ago between Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon. That was really, really good.
Very competitive, yeah.
But beyond that, I mean, you'd have to go back several years to really come up with anything particularly memorable.
Yeah.
The All-Star game, nobody plays defense in that.
Nobody.
It's a freaking joke to sit there and watch that garbage. But the way that they're doing it now is the top 2 vote getters, regardless of conference, is going to choose their team. It's almost going to be like a pickup game on the playground, a fantasy draft, if you will. And it is kind of understandable that they're wanting to go this route because the NFL has done something relatively similar.
Oh man,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
Where they're having a fantasy draft where 2 players are picking their guys regardless of conference. So and it's been successful for them. So I don't blame the NBA on trying something new because something new has to be done with the way the All-Star break has just completely become a snooze fest. But what do you think about this new change that's going down with the NBA?
Oh man. Okay. Here we go, Knight. I'm gonna say like this, man. I agree with you with saying, hey man, look, they're trying to spunk things up, I guess, shall you say. Trying to bring life back to it, right? But what we're seeing right now is the same thing we saw in football with the Pro Bowl, and we're seeing it right now with the NBA All-Star Game. This is what happens when you pay these guys so much money. They don't want to get hurt. They don't want to play their best. They want to BS around. This is what happens when you put a lot of money involved with a sport. Then it becomes a joke. Now you got to make it where this joke is entertaining. So now I feel like
Jokes are meant to be entertaining.
yes, but some jokes are not, especially when we are hardcore fans, man. We watch this thing because we want to see the best of the best.
I agree.
We don't watch this because we want to see a joke. We want to see men going against men playing men. We watch basketball because we want to see who's the greatest athlete. We don't want to watch basketball just because we want to see who's the greatest jokester. But
Hardly a laughing matter.
it's hardly a laughing matter. So now, being that it is a laughing matter, let's see, can we still entertain these men who want to watch other men do extraordinary things? I loved every single year of Michael Jordan. Every single year. Well, I mean, whether
That was
it was
the golden era of basketball. Truly.
Whether it was the All-Star game, whether it was in the Olympics, or whether it was him just playing with the Bulls, it was always a pleasure to watch him play because he played hard and everybody played hard with him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Now, no one wants to play hard anymore, man. It's a joke. These kids are making too much money and they don't want to get hurt. You know what I mean? The franchise don't want them to be hurt. So hey man, let's make it a joke. Hey man, let the two top players the two top picks just pick their team. You know what I mean? And then let's just go with it from there.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it, Todd. Let's just put it that way. I'm not a fan of it. That's the reason why I have digressed from basketball for quite a while now, because I've noticed it's not what I like. It's not what it used to be.
I feel very much the same.
Yeah.
And I'm really trying to justify what it is that they're doing.
And you did justify it, actually, to a certain extent.
I mean, it's not just a game that has been. I mean, like I was saying, the All-Star game itself, nobody really watches it. Doesn't matter where it's played.
Yeah.
We already talked about the 3-point shootout, the slam dunk contest. Yeah. What is this rookies versus sophomores crap? I mean, nobody wants to see that garbage.
Not anymore.
It is a joke, like you had said. Mm-hmm. But again, something new needs to be implemented.
Whatever.
And the NFL is, like I said, they had some success with it. Mm-hmm. It's got a fantasy sort of feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. Kind of like if we, kind of like a video game to a certain extent. Yeah. You know what I mean? Where you can just
the ultimate team stuff.
Yeah. We picked the ultimate team. Yeah. Well, here we are, 2K whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But if you have a situation like that, it's just gonna be guys teaming up with their buddies.
Of course.
Hey. Guys. LeBron. Is gonna be like, I want Chris Paul.
Yeah.
I want CP3.
Yeah. Give me Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, Steph Curry is going to be like, okay, I want to play with Clay.
Right.
Bring me Thompson. The idea is good in theory.
Yeah.
But like what the NFL is doing, rather than having current players pick these teams, why don't they have legends from the past pick these teams?
Now you're on to something.
Yeah.
What would Michael Jordan team look like?
Yeah.
Or what would Magic Johnson team look like?
Well, neither of those guys can really pick their teams because both of them are owners.
I know. But I
get what you're saying.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
definitely get what you're saying.
That would be hot.
But somebody that's not like actively in the league right now, someone like the Admiral,
Ooh.
David Robinson,
Akeem Olajuwon. What would his team look like?
Gary the Glove Payton.
Oh,
I mean, can you imagine? I mean, guys like this picking these teams.
I'll even go to. The
NFL's doing it.
I go to B-rated.
Deion Sanders is picking his team. Jerry Rice, Michael Irvin.
What would Big Shot Bob
Falk
team look like?
Huh?
What would Big Shot Bob team look like? You know what I mean?
Like some clutch ass dudes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. And he's not even considered like an A-list player, but I would like. I would love to see what his team would look like.
Big Shot Rob Ory is my favorite non-All-Star of all time.
Yeah, me
Truly.
too. Me too.
And the guy could flip a switch. I mean,
I want the ball in his hand. Besides Michael Jordan, if it's only like 30 seconds left on the clock, or if I only got like a minute left on the clock, if it's not Michael Jordan, you better put it in Big Shot Bob's hand.
Robert Ory could absolutely get hot.
Yeah.
I mean, sizzling hot at the most opportune times.
Yes, indeed. Ask the Spurs.
Ask a lot of teams.
They ask a lot of teams, yeah.
I mean,
how many rings this man has now?
Robert Horry?
Yeah, or
he has 7 rings. He won 2 with the Rockets, 3 with the Lakers, and 2 with the Spurs.
Oh, good grief, man.
Yeah.
That's outstanding.
And you mentioned Hakeem as well. I'm just going to throw this in here.
Come on, talk to me.
Robert Horry did something unique. He is the only man to ever play with Hakeem Olajuwon, Shaquille O'Neal, and Tim Duncan.
Oh, my.
Won championships with all of them.
Big shot.
Yes. And to this day, he still says, Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon is the best player he's ever played with.
Hey, man, right on.
Says it all, man.
Right on, man. I love Hakeem. Let Hakeem pick his own team. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Let's do this, man. I'm with you, Todd. Maybe we could change the landscape of the NBA, man. Me
Hey,
and you.
NBA.
Listen to us. We know what we're talking
Adam
about.
Silver.
We're 2 dudes
You
sitting.
watching? We hope.
Hey, man, we're just 2 dudes sitting here videotaping a podcast, but we know what we're talking about. Do what we say.
That was rather forceful. But
Oh, my goodness.
yeah, that's all the time we have for today.
That's it. Me and Knight did this together.
I know. We nailed it, man. But yeah, on behalf of everyone here at Sports at Night, and even those that are presently not here,
Yeah.
real fans, real talk, we always keeping it real. On behalf of all of us, Javon Superman Miller and myself, thank you for watching. If you have not already, be sure to like us and follow us on Facebook. Share us. Look for us on Twitter and on Instagram. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We will see y'all next week.
Show us
Another
some
great one for
love.
y'all.
Show us some love, man. We need fans.